Hello everyone, welcome back to Prince and Nikki's channel. Thank you for joining us today. Today's video is the Project Kofi and we're going to be showing you the foundation block work, filling and beams in today's video. I just want to thank you all for joining us on this journey with Project Kofi. If you haven't already watched the previous videos, just to give you an overview, this is a 5-bedroom property which is located in Grey City, which is near Abury. Grey City is a large development area of upcoming land sales and properties that are being developed. It's got fantastic road access to Accra, and we've generally had a nice experience on site there, haven't we?
Yes, it's a great road. It's one of the areas of the country whereby you got a fantastic road all the way to Accra, nearly to your site.
Yeah, I think you can't pick a better time really. Post-COVID, Ghana's booming even more. So building is fantastic time. There's never a right or wrong time.
Yeah, except that the depreciation of the city is causing some stress in the building market, the construction market, because if you look at when we started this project just about a month ago, cement, this particular site we bought cement, 95 cedis a bag. Yesterday we got a price for cement. It has gone up to 108 a bag.
Yeah.
That's 42.5 R. And if you consider iron rod, well, the first set of iron rod we bought was 7,700 a ton. The price we now been quoting when we bought iron rod is now gone up to 8,200. So you're looking at about 500 cities, a ton of iron rod. So the thing is, it's not getting any cheaper. So that's what we always say. If you're gonna start, it's best to start something now. Maybe do your foundation and wait, because if you want to gather all the money before you start,
Yeah.
it's gonna cost you way more expensive.
Yeah, and that's what happens with most projects, isn't it? With our own project, we stopped and started once we'd done the block work to lintel level. We had a break and we carried on with the decking, and that's what's happened with some of our other projects. Obviously Casa Josie's on a break and Project Yao's on a break. That the best thing to do to start is get going and do certain stages at a time. One thing I will say is don't let too much scaremongering going on with you in terms of prices. It's always happens. Prices fluctuate. We experienced when we was doing the decking stage that the prices then at that time was going up astronomically, and it does create a sense of fear because you think it's going to cost you a lot more money. But one thing is, it's never going to cost you more than if you don't start your building. Your building's always going to cost you more if you start in the future, isn't it? So
Yeah, I think it depends on the city, the depreciation of the city. If the city appreciates, yes, things will look better. But if the city continue to depreciate, then it's gonna cost you more, or it can even affect the whole construction sector, whereby things begin to slow down. So let's pray that the city will pick up soon.
Yeah, so I always say just stay positive and stay focused on all projects that you're doing. And I can see, there's some great videos out there. Everyone's staying motivated, and continue to encourage everyone to do that on all the channels. Just encourage people with their building. It's really good to share their knowledge and encourage everyone. So just to give you a little overview, on the last video of this Project Kofi on our channel, we spoke a little bit about the load transfer and how it's important to be looking at architectural and structural drawings in conjunction with one another. It's important that you're able to find the solutions where there's kind of differences in those drawings. We also explained to you a little bit about how we was doing the column mats and the importance of tying everything together through project management.
Yeah, you always need someone who is looking about everything, know how what the end product is meant to look, and then asking the right question, the engineers, the designers, so that things are what it is meant to be.
Yeah. So let's move on to today's video then. So in this video here, what you're seeing is they've started working on the block work in the footings. One thing I will explain just before we move on to the block work is the importance of when you're doing your column and column mats, you will need to make sure that you have a small thin layer of concrete.
So some blending is shown on every structural drawing. Should tell you should do concrete blending. Sorry, when it's concrete blending, you need to do a blending. Effectively, the mat need to sit on a solid ground, which is also level. So you cannot just put your mat onto the soil and just cast concrete on it. Just thinking about it, if there is a pressure, the load is going to come down. Is the mat that is taking that load that is spreading the load evenly. So if you don't have any concrete part, a small layer of concrete part that's shown on your drawing, how is that load going to do? It will just keep going down. So you can't just do put a column down in a mat and just cast concrete on it. No, that is not how it's done. So it's important to follow the drawing. If you don't understand the drawing, what is shown on the drawing, just don't assume, oh, this is what we did on project A, project B, or before, so it will work here, because every site got its own site constraints, the ground conditions. Like here, we had to go back our foundation down 1.6 meters, 6 foot some areas because of the ground conditions. So you need to do the right thing, follow the drawings. If in doubt, ask the engineer what is the best.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things I've noticed of some kind of building works in Ghana is you need to make sure the foundation footings are deep enough. There's some that are very, very shallow. And I get it, obviously, if you're doing like a ground floor only and you're not going up like what we would call a bungalow, obviously there's the depth wouldn't be as much, but just make sure that you look at the details. So when you're doing your project, you know to be asking your contractor the right questions. That doesn't look very deep. My drawing's saying, I don't know, 6 feet or whatever feet it is. You need to just be, I think you just need to be mindful to your project managing your own project as well.
Yeah, it's right. You just can't assume that everything is fine, particularly when you are working with a foreman, not a whole company. Because if you got proper structures, check and balances in place, then things will work better. But if you're just using someone your sister used on her project 5 years ago, or your brother used 5 years ago on your that build a house, and they don't understand the complexity of all this molding design that we're seeing coming through, then you're gonna have challenges. So it's always good to whoever you are working with, you ask the right questions, make sure that they are building according to the drawing. Sometimes there are challenges whereby the details required to achieve the 3D is not there. But that comes down to the experience of the builder or the experience of whoever is leading that work to say, how do you achieve those details being shown on the 3D?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, isn't it? I think the design, the way things are going design wise. If you look at the traditional homes in Ghana, you know your pitched roof and you know your more feature columns, whereas now you are getting quite a heavy amount of flat roofs or more modern looking design. So the structure and the way it's built is differently, which is why someone said our building's boring, Prince.
It's not
Oh,
about
dear.
the boring matter. I think
Yeah.
it's about the structural stability of the building, the loads, how the loads are distributed around the building. So, for example, this building got a lot of overhangs. So, how are those loads transferred all the way to the foundation? The loads are transferred through the columns and the beams. So, I think you need to understand the theory behind these stuffs and how they work before you say you are building.
Yeah.
I mean, those who are building for you, not you, the client. But you need to understand the theories, why certain things are designed certain way, what it need to be done in that way. So those are the details that are quite keen. You need to follow.
So you can see here they've raised the blocks. By this point, there's already been a lot of coordination on the site. Obviously, we're project managing it. This is a turnkey build, so We've already coordinated, whilst the steel bender, all the blockworks and materials have been brought in. We have a full programme of works in terms of the whole schedule. So as they obviously brought in the blockwork that was started to be raised, we'd already considered and factored in the whole land and how the levels are in relation to the roads, taking into account that this is a developing area, roads may be tarred in the future and things like that. So this, if you're at this stage now, this is where you need to be thinking about your levels. What you're seeing on your screen is the front of the house. This is where you can see some of these walls are what we call sleeper walls, and they don't continue. If you'd like to explain, Prince, what
They
that
just
means.
provide additional support to the foundation. So we have some columns in a sleeper walls which don't continue above the ground floor level, providing additional stability to the foundation because it's a quite a huge floor area. So what the structural engineer has decided to do is to introduce additional sleeper walls to provide more stability to the foundation, and there are columns in there. And when I asked, I said, why do we got all these additional columns within the sleeper wall? They said, this is to ensure that when the filling is done, you are compacting, there's no pressure or on those adjoining walls. So this foundation has been well thought out. And as we said before, this wasn't the original design. Which
Yeah,
the client brought.
It was about 10 extra columns that was introduced
Yeah.
from when the client came to us with the designs that they purchased to when we brought in our structural engineer.
Yeah, he had to remodel everything, and everything has been well thought out and design is we happy with what we're building. So as you can see on the screen land, the left side of the land is the taller side, and there is 4 feet between the higher side of the land where the stone and the chippings are, and to the older side, which is where you go, the kitchen area on the right hand side. There's about 4 feet different. So the plan is we're gonna this side the upper side we're gonna dig down the upper side about a foot down to get a level around the building, the back of the building.
And it's all part of the landscaping and the levels that's been taken in relation to the plots around, but also the road.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot of landscaping. So later on in the video, you'll see that it looks quite low, but that's because that all this, what you're seeing on the left here, has been kind of flattened a little bit where they've walked on it, but that doesn't actually belong there. It will all be leveled out, like with our project on ours, isn't it?
You'll see that when you saw the filling, when we began to do the filling later stage of the video, but all has been taught it because if we continue to raise the wall any further, you can't drive into the house to be too tall, and so you can't get into the garage.
Yeah.
So at this stage, we are at a stage now whereby we think instead of waiting all the way to the very top before we do the ground beams, the wall will just be too high. There will be about 10 courses of block all the way from the foundation before introducing the beam. So we introduced the beam earlier on, following our discussion with the engineer, because we think that would be the best solution.
It's about structural integrity, isn't it? All the way through. We're always thinking about the best way to make this house stay for a long time.
So it's every project. So there is a lot of work that is happening behind the scenes, speaking to the engineers, looking at the levels, making sure things are going how they should be. We're thinking about the future landscaping. So there is a whole lot of coordination that we are doing here, and then discussing with Mike and the engineers to make sure we deliver the fantastic building for the client.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that I've learned over the time with our project and with others is the foundation seems to be the part that seems to be the slowest, but also it's the most integral in terms of the detail that goes into it, what goes in the ground, but also it costs the most. Let's face it, it costs the most. The foundation works is basically where all your money goes in the ground, and you don't see it again. But it actually is the pillar of the whole house.
I think yes. Actually, we did quantify the quantity terms, the materials required between the original design structurally for the foundation and what our engineer has come back with has gone up about 51%. So you can see that it's completely redesigned of the structure to make sure that the building works properly.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's really important that piece of work's done, because when you looked at the feature columns that we had, originally they were the way they was designed. There was just not the structural integrity there.
No, no, at all. Some of the walls, you can't have walls just made up
It was
with
block
blocks,
work, so we changed
block
them
those
to
feature columns. Yeah.
concrete.
So what you can see now is the beams that are being done. We're just doing the beams now, and also the lessons we have learned from a project Yao, whereby we said we're not going to be breaking walls when we're doing our plumbing works. So today, whilst we're doing this beam, the plumber is also there. So we have already created holes for where all the pipes will go. So at this stage, because we got a hidden roof, so there is a big parapet, then with a flat roof, what we have decided is to put all the ring pipes in. So it's doing all the ring pipes in now. We're hiding them in the columns. Before somebody will say that affects the columns integrity, we have already discussed this with the structural engineer, and that is factored into the calculation of all these column sizes. So, for example, where he is there is a feature columns. So all this has been factored into it. So everything has been thought about, and you will see him through putting all the pipes where they need to be, so that we don't finish the building now thinking about, oh, we got 20 rainwater pipes. Where do you put them?
Yeah. I must say, I'm just admiring the block work. I just like, one of the things that people always comment on is the neatness of the work and how we keep our sites. You can see yourself the quality of the block work, the quality of the carpentry. I'm just pleased to be part of it, really.
It is. I think it's when you're working with people for a long period of time, which I think it's over 2 years now. We've been working with these people, and you reinforce what is important. Because keeping the site clean is part of health and safety. Everyone is know where the stuff are. You are not jumping over unnecessarily over stuff. So that is quite important. So that toolbox talk every morning to tell people what they need to be doing, how to keep safe, clean after yourself, is very important.
We're getting there slowly. They're slowly there. They still want to wear their flip flops, but we'll get there.
No, still prefer
Bare
it.
feet and flip flops. You probably has he got shoes on? Yes, it's hard, but we'll get there. But yeah, I think in terms of the build, it just with all projects that we are doing for other people, I do take great pride in trying to treat it the same as I would with my own house. So the same time I would go over the plans and the drawings and pick up on the videos and say, is this right? Is that right? And question things. It's the same love and attention that all our projects get. I think it's something that I enjoy. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. And also, I said on this project, since we started this project, the team has grown. We are now a team of 20 people. And the fantastic thing is that effectively we're bringing 20 people into the tax threshold of the country, because all these people are now paying income tax, which normally they would not have paid. So
yes, we've even managed to win one of the Galamsey guys back.
he said he wasn't doing galamsey. So I think it's
keeping them safe.
Yeah, it's to us. Is everyone is now contributing little. Don't ask me about where the funds goes back. Everyone is now contributing in their small way, trying to build a better Ghana.
Yeah, that's it. So once the plumbing has been done, obviously I just want to mention that all the pipes that you're doing on your own projects, make sure that you're using pressure pipes and that they're going to last you a long time. So now we're on to the filling stage. You can see here we've used the sika bitumen on the external, and what we've done now is obviously this is where you can see the variances in the levels outside. As I said, this will all be leveled out as part of the landscaping. This is the back of the home, isn't it, Prince?
Yeah, this is the back of the house. So in terms, let me just come back to the bitumen. So the way this is the back of the house actually. So this is what we're trying to achieve. The bitumen. So the way we apply the bitumen is that we apply it only to the internal face of the foundation. because we're gonna be using sika laters outside. But when the guys were applying it, they had half of the bucket left, and they decided to apply it to the taller side. That side of the foundation is over 4 feet above ground level, so they decided to use the rest on that side because they got some left over there.
So he's going to have a triple layer of protection once
It
he's
is.
added his extra
It is.
sika
It
on
is.
top.
The reason why we don't apply any to the sleeper walls or those walls see is that the way we lay our damp-proof membrane is that from edge to edge is completely sealed before the slab is cast. There is 100% protection against all those walls. There is no way water is gonna ingress is gonna come all through the foundation to affect anything, because first of all, every single joint of our DPM it will be taped.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of videos, obviously, online about pros and cons of DPM and damp proofing. I'm not here to prove a point or point fingers to anything. People do what they want to do on their projects. There's learning from all. But at the end of the day, this is how we do it. It's worked for us, and it's worked for Prince in his industry for over 20 years.
It's not just me. It's the
Yeah.
building regulations. The building regulation is Ghana is asking you have to do it. It's telling you got to do DPM. It's telling you got to do DPC. It's telling you your lowest part of the house got to be 150 mil before you put DPM. So these are the laws, regulations that are there. So I'm kind of surprised when people have a different opinion to what you're doing.
Or having problems. It's sad to see that people are having problems when actually builders and contractors should be doing that anyway in the first place. But here we are on this project. This is where they've done the first stage of the filling. So in regards to the compacting, what they do is we do compacting in stages. We don't personally follow the watering down process. It's not for us. It's not the right way that we feel this done.
Can you imagine me working here in London and the contractor finish? So you're gonna spend 2-3 months waiting for the rain or water before before you continue.
But
now
we use a compacting machine to compact, and we do it in stages to make sure that it's all done really well.
Yeah, so halfway, so we're just halfway there, and the compactor is here today. Compact all the compacting is done. Then when we fully fill the foundation, then another compacting will be done before the sun bladed is done. But we really struggling with lateral here because it's raining. The lorries are struggling to come to the site. And yesterday, there was a strike. The whole area, the whole Nsawam area and Abu area, all the tipper drivers are on strike because they wanted to increase the price of the material they supply.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a shame because it's, this is all a developing area. Look, the fence wall over there on the video, that's our other project that we've just finished the fence wall on.
Yeah, the fence wall is just finished actually. It's all
Fence
complete
wall is
now.
just finished, so the client is now looking at the design and getting ready for the design and the build plans. So that's going to be exciting for that person that's going to be building. So yeah, this is kind of where we're at now at the moment. I think if you stay tuned with us, obviously we'll be moving on to bringing you the next video, which is going to be the floor casting. We are going to bring another video for you to introduce the project that we've been speaking about. This project is a 4-bedroom. We'll be naming it Project Royal Hill. We've been on there a few months now. If you do stay tuned with that, you'll come to learn the reason why we've been in there a few months. There's a lot of preparation works that's gone on that site, but that one is on a steep mountainous area. I'll keep the location under wraps at the moment, but it is obviously a mountainous area, so there's a lot of work. It's a step up from Project Yow, isn't it?
It is. To be frank, it's the biggest project for us so far. It's over 13,000 square foot for the main house. And there's also an outbuilding. It's a fantastic design done by one of the new up-and-coming designers, architects back in Ghana now, and it's great, fantastic design. And I think when I managed to make my way up to the hill, you will see the video. The view The view
Yeah.
is something that is worth $1 million.
Yeah. Prince was very happy when he was in Ghana to see the site and how the progress is going. So yeah, I mean, we've got lots of videos, and I don't know, it may be that I have to try and bring in a couple of 2 videos a week for a little while to catch up, because there's so many other projects that we haven't brought updates on, just because the 1 a week video, we just can't showcase everything. So it's a balance, but we'll do what we can, and we'll keep things coming for you. But thank you for watching this video today in terms of this Project Kofi. It's been great bringing that, and we hope you like that. Do comment below and encourage us with this project. Encourage Kofi and his partner. Give them a shout out and encourage them. If you're also building at Grey City, comment and share your identity with each other. Get to know your community together. There's lots of activity ongoing up at Grey City, so keep going, guys, everyone.
Yeah, you can now see, so looking at the proper house now, you can see that all the footing complete.
Yeah, that's where my point where I say all the money goes into the ground, because you dig it all out and then you fill it back in again.
Yeah, I think it's Mike like to go and stand on this heap and then take a video just showing down the build.
Yeah, that's me though, because I always say I want aerial shots.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it's looking great. So thank you everyone for watching today. Thank you for joining us on Project Kofi, and thank you for also sharing the love on our own project. As I said, we are always happy to share our journey, and hope that it's helpful. We know that we found videos helpful during the planning stage, so stay tuned and do subscribe to our channel and support us sharing the information.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
See you.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.